Straight out of the Super Bowl halftime show, Shadowsun's hips don't lie.
Spiky Bits.
Hey, welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Rob Baer from SpikyBits.com, and we are gonna unbox and build the new Tau Commander Shadowsun today. So this new kit is $45 US, which I think might be, somebody fact check me on this, the only independent character on sprue of recent release that is $45. I want to say the Orc Mega boss from, or the Oruk Mega War boss from Sigmar is $45 as well, but I think this is the first one in 40k. Regardless, $45 comes with the, her two drones, and of course her right there. I think she's on a new size base too. I think she's on a 50 mil. We'll take a look at that here in a second. So, that's basically it. The kit comes with a lot of options as far as that goes, but we're going to take a closer look at all of that and get it all built up here in a second. But remember, regardless of the price tag, you can always get your hobbies for less at Miniature Market or dicehead.com. Once you get the box open, you can see all the components inside. So a couple of sets of flight stands, so you can go big or small on the drones right there. They are on 32 mil bases. There's something really neat I want to show you about that here in a second, and she indeed is on a 50 mil base. Here's her sprue right here, which we're going to take a closer look at too after we go over the instructions and then put her together. So in theory, she's technically two of the smaller sprues right there, not a little plastic tray or anything like that, which I kind of get, because normally independent characters, when they come on a clan pack, they're going to be like either one of these or two of these sprues right here. So she is a little bit bigger in that regard. This is definitely on par with almost like one normal squad size sprue right here. Now, assembly wise, well, not too bad. There isn't that many steps, but the problem is, well, not really the problem. I mean, GW's getting way better about designing their miniatures, is that there's a lot of mini assemblies in here, and you can kind of see as soon as we open up this page that there's a lot going on. Even just her arms themselves are two different halves. So the left and right halves right here. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to kind of line up once you get this together, but I've never really seen that. I guess maybe the stealth suits do it, but I don't remember. But I do like how that front plate goes across right there, so that might actually hide a lot of the gaps. And it looks like, for the most part, that she is going to be kind of propped up in the air, and that her leg is actually attached to that little Aquila rock formation right there. But there is some options. We'll talk about that too. So you can either do this little round cylinder fusion kind of thingy, or this dual one that is, where is it, right here? So they actually have them on the box. So you can do the round kind of canister fuel for the fusion blaster. You can do the double whammy one right there. So that's kind of cool that you could maybe do one of each, or if you want, or both the same. Just kind of depends on what kind of mood you're in right there. And then here, this is kind of showing that this is kind of weird, where the arm, actually part of the wrist back here is part of the weapon, the top of the weapon arm. So you got to watch all the nooks and crannies here and all the little assemblies, because it's going to be kind of interesting. I do like how these shoulder pads kind of stay off, so you can paint them a different color. And then, like we saw at the preview, she has three different head options right here. It's all one center torso section. So you've got the helmeted with a little ponytail, or I guess that's a pigtail, and then you got the helmet with a full-on ponytail, I guess that is. I don't know, I'm not the best when it comes to ladies' hair fashions, forgive me. And then as far as the drones go, again, a lot of left and right halves and some little fairings right there. But what I really like about these is this little, what is this? We'll call this a socket that you put the flight stand into, and then that glues to the base. Instead of having to drill out and kind of cut into the base itself, you can actually kind of square those up right there, which I think is a really good idea, and I'd like to see more of that from Games Workshop. So there's that. Let's take a look at the sprue. And like I said, it is kind of a chunkier sprue. So there you can see the drones, some of her arms right there, which seem to be pretty big, to be quite honest. So you've got her robot arms, and then her, oh no, that's her real people arms. So this goes over this one on the other side, which is part of that wrist that I was just kind of talking about. And then her backpack, oh no, that's actually drones. And then there's those little socket things right there. So where's my flight stands? Let's check this. See how Oh, those are actually pretty good. You might not even need to magnetize them. They just slot right in. I love that. Whenever you can do... How did it get cat hair on here already? Whenever you can do stuff like that, that's pretty cool. And then there's the different fuel options for this. And then there's... Is that the other one? I think that's the other one too. We'll find out here in a second. And then here's the other sprue. Nope, there's the other fuel option. So you can see right underneath the Fusion Blaster where you can put the 2 different fuel options depending on which ones you want to do. And you got the arms, or I guess that's the robot arms that hold the weapon. I can't really tell at this point. The leg attached there, the different shoulder pads. Oh wow, I didn't see this base. This base is kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of the old Fire Warrior game where that Fire Warrior propped up on a piece of rubble with all sorts of skulls on the bottom of it. Ah, that's kind of cool. It's going to be a lot of, well, maybe not a lot of work. We do have a tutorial on how to do skulls pretty quick here on the channel, so you might want to check that out. Oh, and she's got a little sidearm too. I didn't notice that, with a couple of sashes, flowing silk sashes. And there's the head and the legs and feet and stuff. Okay, well, let's get it together and take a look. Whoosh. And she's done. So I gotta admit, this model is very well done. I gotta tell you that. I get this model in my hands and I'm looking at it and I'm like, this model does not look bad at all. Not only that, it's very dynamic. Look, the barrels are even pre-drilled out almost. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, you got options for heads, options for, you know, ammo. Like, yeah, it's $45 and it's more expensive. And I don't want to sound like a shill here, but I don't want to poo-poo the model either for it being that price. But this model has a lot more going on, and I think there's a little bit more credit than folks were giving it. I mean, you couldn't tell she even had a sidearm. Like, this base, look at this base. This base is dope. Like, I don't know. I feel like she was not given a fair shake, myself included. I was like, I don't know about the new Shadowsun, just, you know, to my friends and stuff. But now I get her in my hands, and I'm like, I'm sold. I think she looks good. I think she is well done. She's very dynamic. And she has options too, which is kind of generally what we look for in miniatures like this. Not only that, but these drones are pretty dope too. Like I said, the whole like popping these in and out without any magnets, clutch. And then you've got all this other stuff going on in here, and also these, you know, just slot right in. This is like the first time. Look, they're not falling off. Like, GW did it right. And then this little guy over here, same deal. Oh, there's a cat. Can't get through a video without a cat. Same deal over here. Like, it all slots together. And it all looks good. Like, I'm super smitten with this. Now, let's compare her. So here's how the drones kind of look. So they're about just as tall as her, right? Let's compare her to her old model. Now, I have a fine cast version of the of Shadowsun, the old Shadowsun. So it is very similar. Now, this one was painted by Top Miniature Studios, who is a great commission studio out in Eastern Europe. So hit them up if this tickles your hobby pickle. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to do a commission for you that's very similar. They got great looking stuff over there. They just did a Mephiston that blew me away, and they're always cranking out great stuff. They got a really good staff over there, so make sure you check them out. But anyways, so this model is, I mean, it's about the same size. Once you know, stretch it out a little bit and kind of make it on the computer a little bit more dynamic as opposed to hand sculpted. I mean, like, it doesn't. It's very well done. They're both good. Like, you're like, hey, that's Shadowsun. Okay, cool, that's Shadowsun. Hey, that's Shadowsun. All right, I like this Shadowsun better, but this Shadowsun don't look bad, and this doesn't look bad either. And speaking of looking bad, we've got a not Shadowsun by Wargame exclusive as well. Now, this is one, I don't know the price tag on this. If I had to guess, I'd say it's anywhere between $20 and $25. But, you know, it's just as dynamic. It's, you know, a lot of detail on it, very well sculpted and such. And it is also about the same size. So depending on what you're looking to do, depending on what you're looking to play, or what, you know, looking to do something different, or maybe combine the bits between the two, I kind of want to convert up a Mephiston myself between the not Mephiston from Wargame exclusive and the one from GW, but I'm not happy with the sword. But that's besides the point. Anyways, so this model, I like it, and I think it's very well done, and I think it got an unfair kind of little bit of a panning online when we first saw it there. It's very well done. It's got a lot of depth, a lot of good details to it, a lot of options. The only thing that I can really kind of point out is this crack down the back. Like I said, I was kind of concerned with that in the front. You don't really see it, but down the back, you might want to make sure you use some of that super thin Tamiya glue right there. It's just to kind of make sure those halves are are going together pretty good. And then, you know, same with her legs back there, but those kind of look like a greave in the armor plates itself. So I'm not too worried about that either. But, you know, just some minor little points of criticism, and you can't knock it out of the park every time. But this model, I'm definitely liking this model. I wasn't sure what this review would be, and I'm very glad it went the way it did. So good job, GW. Also, if you're looking for the points are, I think, 127 points. Was not actually included in the book, so they made a Facebook post about it. We had an editorial about it. I'm just glad that the model looks so good that, you know, sometimes we can put a positive spin on things at the end of the day. So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching this unbox and build of the new Commander Shadowsun model from Games Workshop. $45 US. Get your hobbies for less from Miniature Market or dicehead.com.